Mario connects everything. Almost every major video game franchise ever. Not only video games, but movies, TV shows, and books. Everything is connected to this universe. Today, I will be starting a series of the lore of this universe. I will go in order when the games were released and when the connections to other franchises were made and add them to the timeline. Today, we will be going through the games featuring Mario and connected characters before the release of Super Mario Bros. If you want this series to continue, like and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into the timeline. The first game on this list is Mario Bombs Away. Mario in this game throws bombs in the jungle and war. So this means Mario is probably drafted to be in the Vietnam War, I'd say around 1970, based off of his age in the games. Mario probably stays in the army till 1975 when the Vietnam War ends, because he has to get out of the army for the next game on the list. That game being Mario's Cement Factory, in which Mario gets a job at a cement factory and, works there for money. Probably somewhere between 1975 and the next game with Mario in it, which is 1981. And eventually he loses his job by 1981 as well. The next game around the same time period is Donkey Kong Jr. Math, which is where Donkey Kong teaches Donkey Kong Jr. math. Another game around the same time period is Golf, which is when Mario starts to get into playing golf. The next game on the list happens in 1981, most likely, and it's The Wrecking Crew, which is when Mario and this time his brother Luigi get a new job at a construction site owned by Foreman Spike. But Foreman Spike kind of taunts them. I mean, I don't know why. It probably is revealed later. The next game is the game that started it all, Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong, an intelligent gorilla from an unknown land, goes to New York and he kidnaps a lady at the construction site Mario and Luigi were working on. And Donkey Kong ends up getting defeated by Mario, and Mario saves the lady. This is a good time to mention what I think is canon and what is not. As you can see, games like Donkey Kong Jr. Math shouldn't really be canon, but I'm still counting it because, I don't know, it's fun too. But games that are specifically remakes or retellings of the same story, like Crazy Kong, which would have been a retelling of Donkey Kong, are not included in the games. Anyways, the next game on the list is Donkey Kong Jr., where Mario captures Donkey Kong for revenge, and Donkey Kong's son, Donkey Kong Jr., comes from that same land that Donkey Kong comes from and tries to save Donkey Kong. And he ends up being successful, and they both go back to the land they came from. In the next game, Pinball, we see Mario and the lady become boyfriend and girlfriend and play pinball together. And after that, we see in the game Stroke and Match Golf that they also play golf together. For the next Mario game to occur, Mario and Luigi resign their jobs as construction workers because, of course, Donkey Kong and all of that. And they both have an idea of starting a plumbing business together. We also learn through this plumbing business that both of their last names are Mario. A different game, which occurs in 1982, called Greenhouse, very unknown, is about Stanley, a bug exterminator, who exterminates bugs as Greenhouse in New York. That's literally it. On to a more important game, Mario Bros. The Mario Bros. Plumbing business is started by Mario and Luigi Mario. They work on houses and apartments in New York City, but shell creepers, sidesteppers, and fighter flies come from the pipes and attack Mario and Luigi, and they must defeat them. They end up being successful in defeating those creatures. And in a remake game, which I normally would not count, called Punchball Mario, they retell the same story, but it reveals that Mario and Luigi are not human, but a different species like humans that are unknown that manage to integrate themselves with humans. The next game occurs in 1983, which is Donkey Kong Country 3, when Donkey Kong breaks into Stanley's greenhouse from that one obscure game to take his flowers. But Stanley defends his greenhouse from Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong goes back to his land. The next game on this list occurs in 1984, which is Donkey Kong Circus, which is when Donkey Kong comes back from New York City again and he makes his own circus. There's also a game, Donkey Kong Hockey, which during his free time, Donkey ends up playing hockey. And that is the end of the timeline that we have before Super Mario Bros., which is only using information from the games beforehand. Make sure to like and subscribe so that I can make a part 2 of the stuff that happened around the time of Super Mario Bros. Bye.